Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, the 8th of January. We got the S&P futures and the NQ futures trying to get a bounce going off of yesterday's low. I'd be a little wary about trying to buy it here. Not that I'm bearish. I don't think we're in a bear market suddenly. But if we jump over here to the rankings, we remain in a very neutral market, which, calling for a big push higher, calling for a big push lower can be a little bit trickier. Bigger time frames, your weekly charts, your monthly charts, they all look pretty bullish. Shorter term time frames, your daily chart, hourly, 30-minute, they all look a little rough here. So my take on it is it's a neutral market with what could be room for lower here in the short term. So a couple levels on the S&Ps for you. And then don't forget we got the market close for tomorrow. We get through today and then we're back to it on Friday. But all right, couple of levels for you on the SPX here. All right, so I'm watching 5950 and 5800. With the thinking being if they can't get it and keep it, and they did it for one day, but they couldn't keep it above that level. If they can't get it and keep it back above that 5950, then yeah, in the short term, there could be room for a flush down to about 5800. Now, if we do pull back into 5800, bigger picture, what is that? It's the first pullback to the weekly 21 since about, let me see, June, July, August, September. So in terms of, the ebbs and flows of a bull market, you push away from your 21, you pull back to it. You push away from it, you pull them back to it. Push away from it, back to it. Push away from it. That kind of ebb and flow, that reversion to the mean, that takes place on a 1 minute and a 5 minute pretty much every day. When it happens on a weekly chart, being that, of course, it's a bigger time frame, it all feels maybe a lot more emotional. So not to say we have to go down to 5,800, but yeah, if we do, my first thought would be, could be an initial level of support. And then maybe down the road, they hold it there. We're getting, brand new weekly squeeze. Back above the 5950, we might not have to go down to that level. And then for the old Qs here, I'm watching 520 and 500. If they can get it and keep it, the key there being keep it, back through that 520, then I think they can stabilize it. They can keep on working on that brand new daily squeeze. And then they may be trying to shape it up for a push back towards the highs. Below that 520, we could be due for a pullback to weekly support. Right, would be the first pullback to the weekly 21 since. Same thing for the S&Ps, like June, July, August. And for now, at least, that'd all be in the context of a really bullish weekly chart. Perfect score of 15, bull trend, bull structure, bull momentum. So again, nothing says we have to get there. But if we do get there, bigger picture, I don't think the end of the world. I don't think the end of the trend. If anything, could make for a good buying opportunity. If we got to get there. So QQQ 520 and 500, S&Ps 5950 and 5800. And then I think the key in the short term between those couple of levels, really lean into the signals on your 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute. QQQ is above 500 and below 520. But then we're getting a 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute buy signal. You could probably try to jump in, call for a push up towards 520. If we're in that box and we have an hourly 30 minute, 15 minute sell signal, it's maybe a little easier to call for a short. Again, maybe down to that weekly 21. So we're in a box, but you can try to get a little clarity from a few of your lower time frames. And then I think, a good exercise at the moment. And again, guys, for all I know, we're back at a brand new all-time high tomorrow. But I would go through with your, your Amazons, your Apples, etc. Mark up that weekly 21 EMA. Just for context more than anything, maybe Amazon, blah, maybe Amazon's back into 235, 240 by the end of the week. But I think good to know, if we do pull back into 200-ish, it's just a pull back to a weekly 21. And we can pull back there and break it and keep on rolling over. But right now, Amazon has a bullish weekly chart. So if this was a 15-minute time frame or a 30-minute or an hourly, I'm kind of looking at that thinking, yeah, if they can pull it back to the 30-minute 21 EMA and they hold it, we keep good structure, it's probably my next spot to buy it. They do that on a 30-minute, doesn't feel like too much. They do that on a weekly chart. That's a good, good $15, $20 pullback here, if we got to get it. So mark that up for your Amazons, mark it up for your Apples. Right, that could be down to 235-ish. Meta's got a weekly 21 around 575-ish. So yeah, that is the bigger picture of the market at hand for now, folks. More importantly, we can look at levels and support, resistance. We can look at 15-minute charts. We can do all of the reading between the lines. For me, keeping it really, really simple. If I go grab the chart of the Big 10 index, come on, Toss. There we go. So for the most part, let me grab the link here. Right, so this chart is my 10 favorite names. The usual suspects: Google, TSM, Meta, Nvidia, Broadcom, Amazon, Tesla, Netflix, Apple, and the Microsoft. That chart is those 10 names in a weighted index. Right, and again, I can look at levels and I can try to read, between the lines right now. More importantly for me, it's just recognizing the fact that I'm not back here. Like I had a really good October, November, December. Really, really good Q4. And I didn't do anything different. I didn't change up the game plan, change up the strategy. I'm not doing, different trades, different indicators. It's just October, November into December. My little market, my favorite 10 names, collectively, they give me the best possible setup for a big move. Weekly squeeze, perfect score of 15. And then cocooned inside of that, 3-day squeeze, perfect, perfect everything. Inside that 3-day squeeze, a perfect 2-day squeeze. All right, so my favorite 10 names, the names I usually make the most money on, collectively all geared up for a really big move. All right, weekly squeeze, a 3-day squeeze, a 2-day squeeze, and then even a couple of daily squeezes. Right, for me and my style of trading, that's pretty much my moment in time to shine. Be available, put the cash to work, try to size up, take advantage of it. And then looking at it today, no, I'm not in that moment in time. So I can look for a couple of cute shorts, a couple of cute longs. But as far as looking for big money opportunities, I don't have that kind of pitch lining up just yet. If I look at the weekly chart of the Big 10 index, nothing about that is bearish, not even close. But in the short term, that could pull back into about 105, 103. And I'll probably have the same opinion. Structure is still bullish, momentum trend. Could be a rough couple of weeks on a 30-minute hourly time frame. Bigger picture could be a pullback to my weekly buy zone. Last time I made some really big money on those names, it was the push off that weekly 21. Not trying to jump in and force the issue all the way up here. Then if we look at the daily squeeze, for the most part, pretty bullish. Issue is my 4-hour, 2-hour, none of my lower time frames print the buy signal to actually jump in and buy it. So be patient. Don't force the issue on longs. Don't force the issue on shorts. But my short-term thinking is, if we can't get the QQQ back above the 520, if we can't get the S&Ps back above that 5950, um, could be room for lower in the short term. And I think, yeah, you look at a couple weekly charts, they all look bullish. They're all in good uptrends. If we do get price kicking back to that weekly 21, could be a spot to take a nibble there. But yeah, if y'all got any questions, anything you want to look at, drop it in the chat for me. And then I do believe around 2 o'clock today we're getting the Fed minutes from December. So shake up the tree, could not. Hey, good morning, Tony. Any updates on the labels? Let me check the chat real quick. I sent them over to Eric on Monday. Let me go to indicator updates. Yeah, so as far as I know, Eric is still plugging away on that end. But yeah, when he's all set for toss and trading view, we'll get the email sent out, get the update pushed. And when I get the thumbs up, y'all should be the first to know. And then Claudia, yeah, so the only open trade we have right now is the Bitcoin futures. And looking at the 2-day squeeze here, I don't really have any big issues just yet. We are a little bit in the hole after the entry. But, for now, it reminds me a lot like a lot of TSM, where we bought TSM in the 3-day and the 2-day squeeze. I think we bought that on December 17th. But point being, it's couple of weeks of chop above that 3-day 21 EMA. Right, none of it enjoyable, none of it really that comfortable. Right, when they're popping it, flushing it, popping it, flushing it. But as long as they can respect that 21 EMA, right, you're not breaking it, you're not getting a couple of closes back below it. Try to give that trade enough time to see that path higher off that buy zone. So for now, that's my thought process with the Bitcoin futures trade. And I would like to buy more, but with a 2-hour and an hourly sell signal, today's probably not the time for that kind of action just yet. But being honest, I am glad that's our only open trade. Wouldn't really want 3, 4, 5 swing trades to try to manage right now. We got our one. Yeah, it's a hold for now. All right, good morning, Tom. AEIS. AEIS. Really clean. I like it. Daily squeeze, perfect score of 15. I'm a fan of that. A 2-day squeeze of the perfect score of 15. Liking it a little bit more, and then yeah, same combo there on the 3-day squeeze. And I'm not too sure what the stock is or what sector they're in. But my only comment would be, these kinds of setups work really, really, really well when they've got a good market behind them. Right? Good market could mean, for conversation's sake, let's just say this is an energy name. Good market behind it might mean, okay, this thing looks beautiful, but then we go look at XLE and it looks just as good. And then maybe a little more importantly, S&Ps, QQQ, etc. And as a swing trader, that's where I struggle to want to go in and jump into a bunch of brand new longs right now. If the QQQ, SPX, RSP, Dow Jones, if they looked like this one, yeah, I got to be getting long, and I probably got to do that in a decently aggressive fashion. So point being, it's not as if we can't swing trade right now. But if anything, I think we make a few adjustments where now we swing trade in a fashion where we at least acknowledge a fact. We don't have a ripping and roaring market behind us. What I might do in that situation is, maybe cut my position size in half. Maybe give that trade 2 weeks to expiration instead of 1 week till expiration. Just making a couple of adjustments where if I got a slower market behind me or a choppier, weaker market behind me, I'm taking that into consideration. JK, yeah. So we got a couple new videos in the works as far as how to do the spreadsheet and all that. Let me get in touch with the team as far as where we're going to put those. But yeah, we got a couple brand new videos as far as all the recent updates, setting up the watch list column, setting up the scans, and then setting up the spreadsheet there. So give me a couple of days on that end, and then we'll figure out where to put all of that. But all right, y'all, think we are all caught up in the chat here. And yeah, I don't have too much more to cover. I love the mornings where we wake up and we've got really good setups, a lot of clarity, and a bunch of good-looking squeezes. This feels like a market where, I don't know, take your dog for a walk and, come check back every hour or so. Look for a little clarity. And like I mentioned, below 59.50, then I'm looking at my 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute. If we're in that giant box, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, they can offer a little clarity. And sometimes clarity means there's nothing to do. That'd be I'm looking at my 30-minute, 15-minute hourly, and they're just neutral. I don't have any buy signals. I don't have any sell signals. Nobody can get any edge here. I don't want to trade that in a trend or in a box. Look at my 1 hour down to the 5-minute, and there's nothing but a bunch of sell signals. Could shape it up for a flush down towards the bottom end of that range. So typical channel trading. But all right, y'all, thank you for your time as always. Short and sweet and to the point this morning. For the folks on YouTube, a couple of videos coming out on the channel tonight, so keep an eye on that. And then what else I got for you? I know JC is doing a webinar tonight. I'd imagine at 7 p.m. Central. So definitely, check that out. I'll be in the building. And yeah, y'all have a great day, folks in my room. I got to jump on a quick call here at the bank, but I should be with you right for the open. Adios.